Welcome to lovely late IHP show with your 5D mystic stories and with your Maria. I mean, I'm not yours, you're not mine, but with that being said, my person, what was it? There's a saying, as long as it takes. Yeah, no, that's not how things work. Again, we are not in the movies. However, the movies are really funny, aren't they? So, depends on which movies you watch. I like to not use my time with pseudo-intellectuals and everything that makes me laugh. But when I'm reminded of those who actually live out the movies, that's why I use news stories. Pinocchio getting a black eye, having a broken arm, having a broken leg, and actually being a human being who could, if only they went to Patrick Tiahan or Terrio to become what that is, a person of integrity. So a person of integrity knows that what other people say about us doesn't matter, but you should not be ashamed of what you have done. And any child knows a child-centric environment child. Okay, so that means I'm emotionally Maria, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4, 5, 6, 7. My mom still gets my 3-year-old, and I am a securely attached, non-traumatized person. That's why myself also doesn't enjoy, I make fun of them too. Pseudo-intellectuals. Okay, so we're on a roll, aren't we? Yes, spirituality and sciences harmonize in love thanks to smart people. So spirituality people, the real ones, we don't prove God. We actually learn, I did when I was a teenager, how it won't be proven because spirit in the sky, yeah, and then there's dark matter and dark energy. And smart scientists inform you how true scientists know that 97% of what is out there is unavailable for everyone to be observing. So with that being said, though, please, let's not tell the flat earthers that the earth is round. So remember, I gave you a tip. If you didn't tune into that one, let me share it sooner than later. A tip for when you're listening to podcasts or speakers. Now, I'm the woo-woo pseudoscience lady because I respect sciences. And I'm a mystic mentor, content creator, podcast host for self-help. And I inspire human potential because I'm tapped into my ventral vagal state. And lo and behold, resiliency. Oh, and I'm a co-author of The Ways to God, which is coming out very soon, June 28th. What's my chapter? Come on, my lovely regular listeners, you know it. It is called The Ways to God. No, that's the book. My chapter is God is Discerning Equanimous Love. Excusez-moi. And so I have one of my lovely co-authors who shared with me that she's getting interviewed. So she's going to be chit-chatting about it. And she might, we don't know, she might mention something. So you might want to tune into her. Reverend Lisa Marie. I don't know her last name by heart. If you're curious, though, you can find her when you go to YouTube, the community page, or Instagram, my Instagram, and then just look for the book. And it's a little bit of a workout. I'm sure you might not do that. So YouTube is the straightforward one because you can easily scroll, while Instagram, who's going to want to go there? No, I'm only there because some people are there. But I really, really, really love YouTube. And I really, really, really used to love TikTok until it got inconsistent. So what happens when we get hot and cold? Those of us who are building consistently, we don't plan short term. Yeah, so we don't listen to pseudo-intellectuals except for we get the golden nuggets and those speakers that are also pseudo everything. And they also are like me, but the difference is I don't bring to you dogma. God, I love you. Jesus, love you too, Holy Spirit. So yes, I believe in angels, but I know neuroscience proves there's no Lucifer. So when I see a fallen angel, I will go and help them to get up, because a person who has shame, blame, fault, revenge, an emotionally immature person didn't choose to be for their first 3 years of life and in the womb in, a very hypervigilant state. So let's be kind to each other and remember neuroception. That's a very good word. And if you want a good podcast to go find out about neuroception, let me give it to you because she's really awesome. But it's technical verbiage. So if you're one of those who gets bored with it, please don't go to pseudo-intellectuals because they will misinform you by giving you gender stereotypes when it comes to the oxytocin gene hormone and what it takes to be a parent or a figure that gives secure attachment to another infant. So it's not about mother or father owning more oxytocin gene hormone. It's does that human being, it could be a doll for all we know. Maybe one day they'll create one. That way they can consistently stay in their ventral vagal state. But then again, it's our mammalian heritage, so I don't know if that will happen. But Dr. Amy Apijan, she is interviewing on her episode, This Hormone Can Heal Your Trauma, the Forgotten Hormone. Let me grab, hold on, the name of the lovely lady who is really great, Dr. Not Martin, that was my teacher from my other courses, Sue Carter. So The Forgotten Hormone, Why the Body and Why the Mind and Body Can't Heal Without Oxytocin, with Dr. Sue Carter. And she's doing a really great job at not doing the gender stereotype or the parent stereotype thing. And those who don't like to listen to the experts, they make up a bunch of, again, bullshit by listening to pseudo-intellectuals who give them the dogma. And you'll always notice, because they're missing pieces of that which is good, valuable information. And I'm remembering neuroception. So if you're curious about that one is, This is Why You Can't Relax. And the title, Neuroception Explained, How Your Nervous System Decides What's Safe and Why It Matters for Healing. So when you get good sciences, they give you information and then they tell you. So she, though, is talking to her colleagues, which is even more amazing, which is why the average day person who listens, though, to the idiots and then wants to come talk to me, I just leave it alone, because God tells me not to judge human suffering, a waste of my fucking time, since emotionally immature people are not Lucifer. They have fallen and they don't want to get out of shame, blame, fault, revenge, and their hypervigilant state. 3D, 4D, we will notice it. And again, Dr. No, thank you for confirmation. His name is Robert Spolsky, his book Determined. Come on in. So he shares how there's been a beginning of those first 3 years of life, but I will let you know that there are narcissists who are healing, like Kylie. So she is awesome, and although she is flawed, like I am, she's way more aware, accountable, and regulating by choice than anyone who tells me, my colleagues, they're against me. Don't you see? Narcissists, they don't change. Look at the studies. As a pseudo-intellectual who's a not pseudoscience, because they got a bunch of degrees, will give you data and interpret it to their volition and tell that their colleagues are against you. How old are you? Mean girls? Anyone? Any envy? I didn't even do that when I was a kid. This is what happened when my friend said, I didn't tell you about your boyfriend cheating on you because you know what happened to me? You want to know? What happened to you? Well, my boyfriend, he broke up with me because they spread a rumor, you know, the girls and boys of town, they were jealous of my boyfriend and I. So they told him I fucked everybody in town. What? And he broke up with that without talking to you? Yeah. But now we're back together because he believes me. You took him back, but he didn't even talk to you. He just broke up with you and believed them automatically. Like that says he doesn't trust you because he trusted more of his friends. No, but you don't understand. They're jealous. They're jealous of us. No, I understood. I'm just saying he didn't even bother confronting you about it before he made a decision. That shows that he doesn't trust you at all. Like he didn't even, no, you know what? And so anyways, that's what happens when you're a 16-year-old who's already a self-agent and you're like, I know I forgave my boyfriend on purpose because we talked, because I didn't lose trust in him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been with him in the first place. And no, my faith in humanity was not broken just because some people follow those who are rumor spreading people and envious and jealous. That's called emotionally immature people who need to hear how Michael Yapko informs you. You know, if there's a toxic person, of course we understand that you're going to do the whole no contact. But sometimes, no, a lot of times it's not that. A lot of the times is you're not looking into effective ways to handle them. Now, this is where I'm talking to self-agents, by the way. That's what I am. And so self-help is not for those who don't know how to be their own ventral vagal state. I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that. So my stories come with a clause. When you can do breathing, look, I'm doing it right now. So I know how to be in Maria's ventral vagal state, and I'm not a stoic because I'm not hard and I don't have a rock. I'm very flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable. I know how my body works. My panic attacks give me plenty of practice with the fear, which is the most uncomfortable of all. As for crying, big girls, they do a cry, Yes, they do, and so do actual big boys and big days, because we all know the big people know how to cry. Otherwise, they are a blocked, not only tear duct, but also blocked key, which needs a therapist. FYI, if you don't know how to do emotions therapy, just saying. And people say, therapy. Yeah, therapy, for real, not kidding. Well, do you need... No, you see, I know that you might think that I did attachment trauma for myself. I didn't. I'm a self-help practitioner and spiritual growth. And what I found out is that my freeze response might have been what was giving me the panic attacks. But I do also know I got Kundalini awakening too, because I have twin flame. And then I also have my energy body expanding, light body, light body, light body, light body, light body, light body, and then rainbow body. And my Merkaba is completely intact in that I have a relationship with all of the archangels, all of the angels, all of the galaxy, because I'm actually Anima Mundi. As a human being, I'm Maria, and I'm Anima Mundi. And I can channel whatever I want because I'm one with consciousness. And that's why people are like, she's nothing. She's a charlatan. No, I'm not, but it's okay. You can continue to believe it. Because obviously, we all know, again, a tip for when you're listening to podcasts and speakers. And that's for anyone who actually cares to stay grounded in reality, which means any of our cherishable beliefs, they can be falsifiable. And we know dark matter and dark energy. Please don't implode. And oh God, you're so good. So when things are changing up, unlike those who talk to you about manifesting in ways that make it sound like you're magicaboo, yeah. So I'm going to tell you something else. I have 2 hands and 2 feet. And when you're doing something called life, and you're creating 1 round and you're happy, you're like, hey God, thanks for blessing me, so lucky I am. And then when you're doing a 2nd round, and then a 3rd, and this is every day when you wake up in the morning, and this is from here, and this is from here, and this is with anger and crying and fear. Zen master could learn something about this, and you don't call it laundry. That's why secure attachment gets called boring, or they just think we're pretending. We're not pretending, but we don't say, I went through hardships. You let him get away. Who, my dog? I didn't have one. I don't like dogs. They actually need too much attention. I like cats, and it's okay. They don't like to be left alone either, but at least I don't need to bring them out because I really like to stay home, and that's because I know what I want to do every 24 hours. What I already do. And as for workshops and retreats, they're going to be online, and maybe we'll have some in person, because I like a global citizen, want everyone, especially just in case we're not able to travel. I am a long-term thinker, and while something will go back to the caves, I know who I'm going to close myself up in my 4 walls. That way I can make sure to have the ones that I can get in a cave with. And I'm not joking. And then I will make sure to be in a very fertile land where I can hopefully eat good food. Because, and anybody watch, and now I'm being really funny because I'm thinking of Atlantis. Anybody watch it? I live near fertile land. I'm trying to figure out how to get to an island. Anybody want to help me? Oh, so all of my dreams, they do come true because I, Maria, and God have a pact. I love you, God. He knows that. He keeps reminding me, Maria, yes, God, don't judge human suffering. No, I'm not. I'm having fun with it now, God. Hey, Buddha, give me a high five. Hey, Jesus, come on over. I mean, come on, you can smile now. Oh, I loved him. He was at my LBLT meeting. I had over here, all the religious ones, everyone, ascended masters. They're all over. They're here, galactic beings, galactic forces, octopus, the earth. It was amazing. 12 and 12 is what I'm going to say, but I might be wrong because I've had a lot of lifetimes. I'm not, look, if this is your first time, this is how I bring it to you. I just love being a mystic. But I love to know how to tell you. Again, pseudo-intellectuals, they disregard the truth about humanity's evolution. The evolutionary biological nature, we are part of the animal kingdom. Yes, we are. So my mammalian heritage is my ventral vagal state. I'm an emotionally mature grown-up, and that's why I can cry and get and all of it and not actually bitch about it in a way of my reptilian nervous system because I use my prefrontal. That's why Robert Sapolsky, man, determined. We already know who wins. I mean, you spoke it to a T. I love you, Robert. I make fun of you, but I love you, man. So when you meet women and men who are idiots and you do get a little frustrated, you're like, yeah, God, I know you got it, but still, can I share with my community how annoyed I am by people who play a little Russian roulette? Like, can we go slap them around? That won't help, will it? No. Yeah, they're committed. So you thank those who are committed for the fearful brothers and sisters who want inconsistency. So they don't want to show up, and then they want to show up. And they're coming in and out. They are smiling you. One day you're smiling, one day you're crying, one day you're slapping me, the next day you're, no, yeah, you don't understand. So this is where I'm a safe haven, secure base for myself. So the golden nuggets is what you get from pseudo-intellectuals. Then you want to follow a lot more of the actual intellectuals, the actual scientists, and the actual spiritual people of all. You bring it all in. We don't actually say that nobody is spiritual. We say, okay, the low frequency people have not gotten to Terrestrial, Patrick Tihan, and more. It's okay, Peter Levine. They won't. It's fine. 3D, 4D. They're settling in on their islands, on their plate, whatever it is, they're isolating. So you'll notice it because they don't thrive. They're not in connection, which means, wow, I'm so happy. And you want to expand it, not, why would I do that? No. Can you see? I'm thinking, because I was like a little crevice. Like, how do you go? Yeah, I want to jump all over. Like, how do you do that? I'm just letting you all see why I could not be in a little. I love people, but I was just thinking, how do you get joyous and be in a small little? Like, no, that's the moment. Maria's like so afraid. I'm afraid. And I have already been in that position in my mother's womb with my twin. I remember in the LBLT. It was amazing. If you've not had one, oh my gosh, I loved it. Every single step of the way. Every step you take, I'll be watching. No, thanks God. Okay, I'm done being funny. Come on. Let's back to the topic. I'm getting back there. Okay, so anyways, the tip I gave you about podcasts and speakers. So when it sounds like dogma, take the golden nuggets, go look for the true ones. They explain, explore, talk to you. They tell you about the old, the new, the unknown, and everything they know and don't know. And as for spiritual, we know God exists for us and that not everybody believes in him and that we can call him, her, they, it, you name it, and that it all comes together because it's a sound and the frequency is one of discerning equanimous love. I don't know. Doesn't it feel weird? Whenever I have to do any of these So anyways, let me not do any of this right now. Let me explain. Mindfulness is because you have mindsight skills, and it is because you have also your prefrontal cortex, and you can sit in the unknown with ease and have okay time with yourself. That's very important for me because I like to tease you all. But again, being your whole self means you can be consistently conscious. And that means clinically no dissociation. So you're able to be energized. And that's what I am, which is why I could never be happy and be in a little corner. Now, if I'm sad, what I really want the corner for is because I want to hug. Because that activates my ventral vagal state. And like my 1-year-old, she'll just want to hug. And then she'll want to hear, what do we want to hear? It'll be okay. Even if it's a lie, we just want to hear. And look, I'm activating it. I'm doing it. I'm not joking. And when okay, that doesn't help you. This creates elasticity. But that's bullshit. You have laundry. See, I'm right. No, Zen Master. I'm not talking about it as laundry. Don't you notice the difference? You're just a fake opposite. No, I'm not. I'm a person who knows the difference between making bullshit statements versus just saying it's a day. Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Will you be mine? And that is how a home is. Because that's exactly why we expand humanity and consciousness and ourselves. It's with love. So self-discovery and purpose are easy as a self-agent, open-hearted, vulnerable person. Young love and drama, not a part of our equation and our path because we have spiritual insights or the higher self insights. And that is what gives us a clear input as to what the opportunity in our relationships are and what they bring to us. They bring the opportunity to stay open-hearted, to be vulnerable, to continue to love our true, authentic self and others, whether those others choose to love or live a life of fear with insecurity and the distorted shame low frequency self, and do this in protection. So when you find yourself through the push-pull between ancient wisdom and traditions, and alongside it, the old and new scientific findings, you get to expand yourself, which is why decentralizing of the self, you don't get lost. Right here, when I was expanding to a lot of things, I won't give you all the stories because we're not going to go too in-depth today, but as our intellectuals update over time and our sciences teams build data through research and analysis, we learn every day more about new findings and knowledge that dispel ancient teachings upheld as dogmas by the pseudo-intellectuals at this moment in time, or the pseudo, I'm going to call them spiritual or whatever, spiritual bypassers, but it's not just that. It's people who decided that they're using medieval textbooks and not upholding God, a discerning, equanimous, loving, energetic frequency, intelligence, consciousness. They've decided that they want to uphold a book with the very specific writing and then that they're going to yell it at you and scream, or on a radio. Do you understand? This is not prophecy. It's not guru. This is not expert yogi. Expert yogi, by the way, thank you, Sadhguru. Sadhguru is the man. And you know what an expert yogi is? I got my prefrontal cortex on. I'm right here. Yes, I'm an enlightenment soul age group. I know the spirituality soul age group. I know why they will stop there. And I won't share that right now once we have our tears out. Not because Maria's a know-it-all. No, because Maria is logical, genuine, thorough. I'm a perfectionist who's imperfect. And I do have God and Jesus and Holy Spirit because I said yes. I promise to forgive and turn the other cheek. And I promise to know that my brothers and sisters, hey God, so listen, I didn't meet Lucifer, just cowards. What do I do? Never mind, I didn't ask that. I know what to do. Jesus told me. Blessed are those who believe without seeing. Turn the other cheek. Forgive for they do not know. Keep a walking and a talking. The kingdom of God is within you. It's called resiliency in the restorative embodiment. It's self-awareness, accountability, regulation in my ventral vagal state. And for those who are incapable, no, they're capable. Neuroception, go watch the video. She's helping people. She's training her therapist. There's a bunch of smart ones out there. If you ain't finding them, it doesn't matter because you won't be here. And those who don't find them, they come to me and they like to try quote unquote manipulative tactics. And I say, as I shared with you, I don't have the physical time due to the fact that I work. And then I have, to eat, and then I have to sleep. But over the weekend, I will try to schedule 1 hour or half an hour to do something that is important to you due to the fact that I understand it's important and you are continuing to share with me by not just saying no. So when someone wants what they want, but they're not getting it, and they're an emotionally immature person, the way they handle themselves is basically in a way that is, let me point a finger and use something. And that's not something they actually think up from their heart. No, it's a 3-year-old, it's a 16-year-old. So the people who are not grounded in reality believe their cherishable beliefs and hypotheses are the sole truth of humanity and existence, and they have closed themselves off from continuous learning, building of knowledge, and expanding consciousness and humanity's potential. So have those who decided that they know ancient textbooks and that that's the way you define spirit or spirituality or God, or anima mundi. And so again, it is about us being in the year 2025 and people being prefrontal cortex material, integrated brains, restored embodied, self-aware, accountable, regulating person, people, mystics, come on over. Join us being yourself consciously with the lovely expansion of yourself as a person of spirit, maybe spirituality too. No, you will be spirituality because it's living a life of meaning and connection beyond the soul self. But what I'm trying to say is if you don't do the spirit stuff, spirit in the sky, you do the science stuff. So our oversoul expands us and we continue to expand our heart and our relationships. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.